Hey everyone, this is Nathan Phillips checking in, and this is going to be a performance test for the Under Armour Speedform Sprint Pro 2s. The Speedform Sprint Pro 2s are one of Under Armour's most recent track spikes released to date, but given that the Under Armour Speedform technology has changed quite a bit in appearance with the newer iterations of running shoes and track spikes over the past couple years, you can still refer to a few consistent features of the shoe to determine whether or not these should be for you. To start with the upper. The thread-borne material provides a relatively breathable and compression-like fit. It wraps around the foot well. The materials that make up the upper are very strong and resilient, but still thin. And though this does contribute to the overall lightweight nature of the shoe, they are not as cushioned around the bridge of the foot as other track spikes out there. With that being said, this upper in combination with the standard lacing system, the TPU film covering the forefoot, the heel cup design does create for some great lockdown throughout a multitude of drills, whether it be sprints, the wicket drill, or even something as high impact as hurdles. Now, one of the most notable features of the shoe is the outsole, made up of a full-length P-backs plate marketed as being ultra strong and lightweight for explosive starts. Now, the plate does have the right kind of density to provide for structural integrity for something as impactful as some serious drills, hurdles, wicket drill as mentioned before, or even a 100 to 300 meter race. But this colorway features a gold plate with an 8-pin track spike construction holding a 1/4 inch pyramid spike, so yes, they are legal to race in for those in high school. And the extra triangular lugs across the bottom of the midfoot are still pretty sharp, fresh out the box might I add. Probably some of the sharpest cleats I've ever felt. Now this is just some footage of me training with Javon, one of the athletes at the high school that I'm coaching at the moment. And sometimes I gotta train, sometimes I gotta coach. One of the things that we're working on for this practice was just getting better starts. Now, with that in mind, people have reported stiffness of the P-backs plate, in spite of the fact that it is in place to give you a little bit more propulsion from that first step or on a step-to-step basis. Now, traditional track spike materials are typically more flexible, especially for longer distance shoes, but also in some shorter races as well. Other spikes out there, like the Sprint Pro 2s, are made to be rigid with much stronger and supportive bases of support and uppers. Now, as sprinters, we generate a lot of torque and require stability while landing, whether it be from a step-to-step basis or from over the hurdles. And around turns is crucial. Now, this P-backs is built into other materials too, soccer, football, baseball cleats, but rigidity is required. So these cleat plates will quite literally flex back into shape. So compliance is not always the best thing. To get a better idea of the cushioning system, there are no removable insoles. There is a limited amount of padding on the heel and the midfoot, and other than that, there's noticeably high arch built into the footbed, but it's still pretty low profile. And as for the arch, however, it does seem pretty obtrusive as you break the shoe in after the first couple of practices, but you sort of get used to it. But I also think about it this way, as initially as uncomfortable as it was a good reminder of the need to truly run on the balls of my feet, quite literally pushing me onto my toes. With that being said, having that kind of bend in the shoe over time, some people have reported that the plates are developing cracks. Foot Locker, East Bay, Amazon, different sources like that. But again, that could be related to the dense construction of the shoe, or maybe a handful of just independent events of shoes that are breaking down before their time is ended. Again, this P-backs plate, it's supposed to combine stiffness and durability needed in a track spike. You know, that's just something to think about. Other than that, it is true to size. I wear 10.5, but I do go up about half a size just for a little bit of extra room. Retailing at about 120 USD, depending on what source you get them from. They're not necessarily practice shoes, so are they worth the price? They might be, depending on who you ask. You know, of course, most shoes out there, running shoes and track spikes, they're always gonna be somewhat overpriced anyways. But they do feel strong. The durability over the course of an entire season always remains to be seen, but you should be good if you monitor your training and racing volume. One thing to consider, however, is that anytime you get a shoe in that colorway, whether it be gold or silver, you can always anticipate that there is going to be some stripping towards the bottom of the shoe, something that you can't avoid. Other than that, these shoes do exactly what I need them to do. This is Nathan Phillips, checking out. See you guys next time.